Hello everyone. I wanted to take some time today to present to you my no homework philosophy and give you a little bit of insight as to what this is and why I am implementing it in my classroom. So your first question is probably, what did she just say? Yes, I said no homework policy. So imagine it is the first week of school and you are getting this letter from your child's teacher. Dear parents, after much research this summer, I'm trying something new. Homework will only consist of work that your student did not finish during the school day. There will be no formally assigned homework this year. So this brings up a lot of feelings. Number one is, that's awesome. Number two is my child going to continue to succeed, or is my child going to fall behind in school because they are not doing homework? So this has been a really big movement really across the nation. That letter that I just showed you was sent home from a North Texas teacher back in 2016, but since then, we've seen the same policies being implemented in Florida and Oregon. So I think there's definitely some value in this philosophy, and it's worth taking a look at. I wanted to show you a video from NBC Nightly News. This is a school in Cherry Park, Oregon. So this is a family who has gone through this transition to no homework for the entire elementary school. And this just gives you some insight into how this is working out for their family, what their new life looks like without the hustle and bustle of the evening and doing homework. So let's take a look.
Guys have a good day?
Yeah.
For families at Cherry Park Elementary in Portland, homework is now history. A new school policy that surprised the Campbell family and their 3 kids.
I was a little nervous at first.
It's an experiment, if we're honest, but so far so good.
Principal Kate Barker says teachers here delved into the research and found little evidence homework benefits elementary students.
Our children have the rest of their lives to work. We want to focus on positive play and give the evenings back to our families.
Let's go, buddy.
So parents and kids are encouraged to spend more time playing outside and bonding as a family.
Amen.
It's safe to say most kids are not complaining.
We do enough work at school, so we shouldn't have to do any at home. The next morning,
And they're still finding time to read without logging the hours. Across the country, more schools are adopting no homework policies, but some experts worry they're an overreaction, arguing a little homework can help elementary students develop study habits.
The important thing is that the homework for young children be short, simple, and lead to success.
So far, teachers and parents at Cherry Park are on board, though on occasion a few kids long for the old days.
I miss it a lot.
A lot of other students who have homework might look at you and think, I'm jealous, I wish I didn't have homework.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
I would say that you're lucky that you still have homework.
No worries, they'll have plenty of homework down the road. Joe Fryer, NBC News, Portland.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out.
Okay, so the first question I want to answer for you is why? The number one reason I think that this no homework policy is so important for our first grade students is because of the rigorous instruction that they receive from me day to day for 7 hours a day. So throughout our first grade day, your students come into me at 8:25 in the morning. From 8:25 to 9 o'clock, they are working on math work. It is finishing up work from the day before. It is practicing new assignments. It might even be finishing up some keyboarding from the day before. It could be a worksheet. It could be me sitting down with them to reevaluate a skill that they missed the day before. But from the second they walk into that classroom, they are supposed to be focused and engaged and on top of the assignments that I give them. And I think that there's been a lot of talk about, homework's too hard and I don't understand what it's doing, what the questions are asking, so it's hard for me to really help my student do it in the evenings. And that's understandable because we face the same struggles day to day during our instruction because it is so rigorous. And I believe that their struggle during their 7 hours of school is more than enough. They don't need to be going through that at home because it only leads to frustration. Adding to that frustration is the current testing climate of our public school system. Everything is assessed. We have to prove growth on every little thing. And our students see that. We don't come to them and say, hey, you're taking this test today, you need to get an A, but they can feel the pressure, whether we say it or not. That's a lot of pressure for a 6 or 7-year-old. And I think that if there's any way that we can take a little bit of anxiety off of them, it's really my obligation to do that. What I really want to do is bring back the joy of learning to these kids. They view taking home a book to read as a homework assignment. Let's not make it a homework assignment. Let's encourage students to choose their own books to read because they want to read. When they want to do something, when they have that intrinsic motivation, it's really going to set the sparks off and really fuel their fire for much more success than I can inspire by assigning them a book to read. And of course, the research is saying, there are very minimal benefits to sending homework home. Honestly, it's busy work. It's paper and pencil. They're pushing paper. If I'm going to send something home, I want it to be, and you're going to struggle with it in the evening especially, it needs to be something that's worthwhile. And we just can't say that for homework at the elementary level. And finally, research supports the importance of family time. It is so important for you and your child and the rest of your family to have an opportunity to sit down in the evening and have a meal together, to be able to sit down and enjoy a book together, to get outside and, play sports, take a walk, whatever you want to do. Just spend some time together and grow and develop on other areas of their life that they need. Math instruction isn't the most important thing in their entire life. They're also going to need to know how to be a part of a team, be a part of your family, and be a successful member of society. Are there exceptions to this policy? Absolutely. I'm not saying that you're never ever going to get something home from me that your child will need to finish. For example, any unfinished classwork is going to be sent home. And that's not to say, if they're missing a question at the bottom of a practice page for math, that it's coming home. No, if it's unfinished and I think it's critical for it to be finished and to be practiced, I'm going to send it home, and you'll probably get a note from me on Class Dojo or an email or something explaining, why I think it's important, and also asking you to follow through with it. But that's also to say that, it's never going to be anything more than a 10-minute time expense. And also, I want to add to that, there's a lot of times where we don't finish things, especially with our math work. We run out of time, or we get really deep into 1 or 2 questions and we don't get the entire page finished, and that's okay. And students will often ask me, oh, is this homework because we didn't finish it? And I look at that as a homework opportunity versus a homework assignment. So what I mean by that is students are, told, I'm going to say to them, yeah, if you would like to take that home and finish it and practice with your parents and show them what you learned in math today, go ahead. When you bring that back to me tomorrow, I'm going to give you a Rams Rich for all your hard work. I'm going to reward them for seeking out that learning opportunity and going above and beyond, and encourage them to seek those opportunities out in the future, rather than me telling them, yes, you have to turn this in and there is no reward for that. At the first grade level, that's just really not, I don't view a homework assignment as something very developmentally appropriate. So I want to know what you think. I've included my contact information here. Let me know what you think. Is your family open to this? Do you still want a little bit of homework for your child? Are you worried about your child taking on responsibilities in the future? Is that something that we need to scaffold? Obviously, every child is different, and I'm willing to go at an individual basis here to make this policy work for everyone in the classroom. So just let me know what you think. I'm really glad you guys were able to view my presentation today, and I'm open to all of your thoughts in the future. All right, thank you.